Hello and welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, the show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland from Scorebook Live, Mississippi, fresh off a long week at Trustmark Park in the high school state baseball championships. Joined, as always, by my co-host of Mississippi Today and the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, Rick Cleveland. Dad, you have a good weekend?
Had a baseball-filled weekend.
Yeah, it's that time of year, man. Best time of the year, in my estimation, especially if you're a baseball fan, especially in Mississippi. We wrapped up 7 state baseball championships at Trustmark Park. While that was going on, Mississippi State was advancing through the bracket over at Hoover. Fell a couple games short, but the Bulldogs earning a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. And while that was going on, just a couple miles south there in Montgomery, Southern Miss,
A couple hundred,
defended its Sun Belt tournament championship with an exciting 14-11 win over Georgia Southern. So a lot going on.
Yeah, baseball, man. We'll leave out the fact that Ronald Acuna
why are you bringing that up right off the top? You know it's still fresh. It hurts.
It hurts deep, and it hurts him a lot more than it hurts us.
Yeah, and we got a lot to talk about in the baseball world, and we'll get to Ronald and the fact that his Hall of Fame career has already been mired by 2 giant knee injuries now.
Both knees.
Yeah, you hate it, especially he's, I think, 26. So, you think maybe he'll come back from it and he'll be a great player, but hard to replace the player you were on 2 healthy knees at the beginning.
Yeah, I keep flashing back to Mickey Mantle and days of my youth, and everybody, for the rest of his life, he was talking about what could have been if he'd have had 2 good knees.
Well, we're not going to let this show go that way. I can't be that depressed already today. It's too early in the morning. For those joining us and tuning in, we're recording this on Tuesday morning. We've got a very special guest joining us with Matthew Russo from Southern Miss. Could have easily been the Sun Belt Tournament MVP. There were so many big performances from Southern Miss, but we got him coming on talking about the Golden Eagles playing in the Knoxville Regional this weekend.
A rematch,
that's right. In a segment that will be brought to you by Applebee's with 5 delicious locations in the Knoxville area. So the Tennessee fans will have plenty of places to eat this weekend. Thank goodness for that. But Dad, let's get into very quickly some of these games we watched over the weekend at Trustmark Park. Super impressed by all of the top-tier talent. I think the week, although it didn't belong to his team, I thought the weekend belonged to Ty Long from Ripley, the 4A Player of the Year. The Summerall Bobcats won in 3 games, but the kid, he pitched 13 innings in 2 starts. He struck out 27 batters.
Gave up 0
earned runs, 3 hits. Just one of the singular greatest performances in a series that I have seen in person.
Well, Tyler, I've been going to these things since before you were alive, and I've never seen an individual performance over the course of a tournament better than Ty Long of Ripley this past week. It was pretty close to superhuman.
It was, and although they didn't win the series, they lost the 3rd game on an error that allowed 2 runs. They lost 2-0. But as I wrote in the story, I was like, the big question going into the game 3 was how Summerall would fare in their second time out against Ty Long, and we got the answer. Not very well. Not very well at all. They got 1 hit, but managed to win. Congratulations to the Bobcats.
Absolutely. They're a force every year.
Yeah, and I think and like I wrote in the story, they've got a very strong case to be considered the number 1 team in the MHSA this year, which is no small feat, playing in Class 4A, which of course we have 7 classes now. So they're about middle of the pack in terms of size.
Well, they don't look like a 4A team when they trot out there.
Play great defense, good pitching. So, and hell, they can hit when they're not facing the the best singular player in the state.
Yeah.
As we found out in that game too, they faced somebody else, scored 10 runs. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to all our champions. The Brandon Bulldogs won in 7A. Very cool for that. It would have been Corky Palmer's favorite coaching staff over there with Daniel Best and Todd McInnes and Jay McQueen. So congratulations to them finally getting over the hump. First championship since 1967. So as you can see, there were a ton of storylines coming out of Pearl last week, and really good baseball.
Absolutely. You mentioned Todd McInnes. One night out at Trustmark Park when he was pitching for Southern Miss, they're playing Alabama, midweek game. He's got like a no-hitter going through 7 innings, ends up with a one-hit shutout or something like that. And Alabama sports writer asked the Alabama sports information director, "What's that McInnes guy's first name?" And the Alabama SID said, Mr. He's Mr. McInnes.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, congratulations to him. I mean, their pitching really got it done in that series. So a big weekend for the Brandon Bulldogs. Dad, what did you think about the fact that Mississippi State did not get a host site? I know they were, a lot of the fans kind of expected them to, thought they had earned it, won 2 games in Hoover, thought they'd be in. And I know a lot of people were kind of disgruntled about it. I got my own thoughts about it, but interested to hear what you think.
I thought they deserved it. I mean, that's my opinion. I thought Mississippi State deserved to be the last, or maybe even the 15th seed. I mean, what they did over the course. I know people get tired of hearing about it, but the SEC is so damn strong. So many good teams, and their record and the number of quad 1 wins they had. You just put their credentials up against East Carolina's, and I don't think I think any intelligent person would say, well, that team over there, Mississippi State, deserves to be ranked ahead of that team over there.
I agree. And even on like a blind test, not seeing if you just put Team A and Team B and you don't take into account that one of them has built arguably the greatest cathedral of college baseball stadiums that exist. Even taking that out, I think they deserved it. And I hope they go and take care of business in their regional, because I think they're – and to echo what you said about the SEC, I watched a lot of the SEC tournament and a lot of the Sun Belt tournament, and it's baseball. A team like Southern Miss can definitely beat a team like Mississippi State on any given day, but it just looks different. It looks a lot different over there in Hoover with the LSU and Mississippi State and Tennessee and Vandy and those teams. I mean, they just look different getting off the bus and pitching. I mean, conference in the Conference USA. In the Sun Belt tournament, you may have a guy throwing, consistently 95 on the mound, and he's like the best pitcher out there. And you turn on the SEC tournament, and Tennessee's got 4 guys coming out the pen that throw like 99.
Oh yeah,
it just looks different. I'm not saying they can't win, because obviously it's baseball, but it just looked different to me. So I think they're fully capable of making a run, and I think the Southern Miss team's fully capable of making a run, especially they hit the ball like they did at the end of the weekend.
Well, they've won 14 out of 15.
Hot.
And one of the key players, the guy that I think has been during that streak a big difference maker, we're going to have in here in a minute, Matthew Russo.
Yeah.
Who's a great story because he set out. I mean, he was redshirted as a true freshman out of Madisonville, Louisiana, the North Shore. Comes in there, played very sparingly last year as a redshirt freshman because he was playing behind Chris Sargent. Had the job to start, first base job to start the season, didn't get off to a great start, got replaced, and then he came back and won his job back, and boy, he is blistering the baseball.
Well, it's a good time to be doing that, and I'm really happy to have him in studio. So before let's just go ahead and open up the call here with Southern Miss first baseman Matthew Russo. Well, Matthew, thanks for joining us this morning. I know it was a busy weekend for you guys. You still riding the high from the Sun Belt tournament?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was such a fun week. Such a great team to be a part of, and we're looking forward to what's ahead.
It's been they always say about baseball, at the postseason's about being hot at the right time. And, boy, you guys are blistering. 14 out of 15 now?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing some really good baseball right now. The bats are doing really well. We're having some big clutch hits at the right time. And our starting pitching's doing what they need to do, and then our relief pitching's doing a phenomenal job right now. So when you're hitting on a lot of cylinders during the game, we're going to be pretty tough to beat. So looking forward to what's ahead.
Tyler and I were talking before you came on about your story and about coming there, redshirting as a freshman, not playing a whole lot as a redshirt freshman, and then just kind of here in the last half of this season, you've turned it on. I think you're hitting 326. You hit 350 in the tournament. You're hitting a lot of doubles, homers. Well, was there any light that just came on, or how do you explain it?
I think I kind of just matured as the year went on. I was trying to do a lot during the beginning of the year just to like prove my worth to the team, and then after that period of me being on the bench and coming off the bench for the defensive replacement, my mindset towards the game kind of changed. I kind of just relaxed more and realized that I had nothing to lose and I'm there for a reason. So and then I'm just playing good baseball right now, swinging at the right pitches.
Yeah, I think a lot of people talk mostly about the hitting, but what is really, even before, back at the beginning of this season, is the quality of first base you're playing. I think you've made 3 errors the whole season, and that's a lot of chances.
Yeah, I pride myself in playing good defense. I mean, people think that first base could be pretty easy, but I mean, there's some certain situations where it's going to be pretty difficult. So just making the plays whenever I need to make the plays and just trying to help my pitchers out, that's all I need to do. So that's what I pride myself in doing as well.
Matthew, I was watching the tournament championship the other day. They kept putting Scott Berry on the screen. He was there cheering you guys on. I think he was more excited than some of the guys on the team at certain points. How different has it been this year with Coach Ostrander at the helm? And how have you guys able to – it seems like you guys are just as tight as all those, these past teams. How's it been this year, and what's your experience been like?
Coach Oz and Coach Berry are both tremendous coaches. I mean, Coach Berry really, you learn a lot from Coach Berry. He's very old school, hard-nosed, and he's very straight to the point, great coach. And then Coach Oz brings a little bit of something new to the table. He's really more so about the mind and the conviction towards the game and being able to do things the right way. Same as Coach Berry, but Coach Oz is very, he's learned a lot from Coach Berry. It's very similar in a way, but I don't know, man. We're taking in a lot of what Coach Oz says. He's a great leader, and he's really challenged our minds this year in a way that I've never been challenged before, and it's really helped us as a group grow.
I got to ask you before we go any further, there was a scene, I think it was the Troy game, where you got the big double that either tied or go ahead run. It was a huge double at the time, and you looked toward the dugout and you did what y'all do, and then you looked over beyond the right field fence and did the same thing. And if I'm not mistaken, that was your dad out there.
Yes, it was.
Talk about that moment.
We enjoy. Yeah, he enjoys it. So. I don't know. Whenever I get the opportunity to celebrate something like that with him, I'm going to do it. I mean, he and I have been through a lot. And I don't know. He was pumped. I saw him out there when I was in the dugout. So whenever I hit the double, I was able to point him out and celebrate with him. It was a pretty cool moment.
It looked like it was on TV. It sure did.
Let's talk a little bit about this regional matchup. Obviously, you guys get another crack at Tennessee, but got to get past this Indiana team first. What do you know? I mean, I saw an interview with Coach Ostrander where he said he knew nothing about Indiana whatsoever. You guys had to get in the film room and start watching. So what have you learned about Indiana and how you guys feeling headed into this weekend?
Honestly, we haven't really talked much about it. We'll learn some stuff today. We were off yesterday, so everyone kind of relaxed. I know they have a really good outfielder that I played against in Summer Bowl. I think his name's Devin Taylor. I know he's a really good player. But, I mean, all those teams are going to have a good pitcher, a good starting pitcher, and a really good reliever or two. So that's what we have to go in there, knowing that we're going to have to beat a very good team with a good starting pitcher and some good relievers. So that's what we're going to do.
Well, and I guess the word would be all too familiar with the host team, Tennessee, that came to Hattiesburg last year for that super regional. It was just great baseball, terrific baseball, and they're obviously a really good team.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing. I think they have like 50 wins. So, I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but we're always up for a challenge. We're ready to play anybody at any moment. And as long as we play some good baseball, we're going to be very hard to beat. So if we keep playing the way that we're playing, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, got to beat them all at some point, right?
Exactly. It's going to be a challenge no matter what.
Well, Matthew, tell us a little bit about this team in particular, because I know starting the year you guys were, I don't know what the number was on the roster turnover, but obviously lost a lot of key pieces from the team that won a lot of baseball games last year. How have you guys been able to kind of, to extend the 40-win season streak, that Southern Miss is rightfully so proud of? How have you guys been able to gel and replace all that production?
I say we were able to gel very quickly. I know majority, I think like 15 out of the 19 new guys came over this past summer and started working out with each other. And all the returners came back in, and those guys were already so close. So we were just able to mesh right in with all of them. But more so like for the beginning of the season, it was kind of just everyone learning their role. And not many people understood their role, and it created some challenges, I'm sure. I mean, we weren't playing our best baseball, and I feel like whenever the roles were solidified and everyone realized what they're here to do, the team just clicked, and we kind of went on a good run recently. So I don't know, man. Finding those roles allowed us to play some pretty good baseball recently, so we're looking forward to it.
Matthew, when you're sitting in that room and the selection show is about to come on, what's going through your mind? What were you expecting?
Honestly, I mean, there were so many options, like I had 12 different places in my mind because we were kind of just in the middle of all of it. And I'll tell you one thing, I wasn't expected to be off there so quickly. It was just like 10 seconds and we're going. I'm like, whoa. You can tell by some of our faces, like, that was quick. Because like the past couple of years, it's been like we were like the 13th round of teams to go. So it's like you still don't know where you're going and you're knocking stuff off the board. Like, oh, we're not going over there. But it was quick. So that was our initial reaction to it all.
Yeah, I was guessing. My guess was Florida State is where y'all would probably end up going.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation about that. So you never know.
How much do you guys look at like the projections and stuff? Is there a group thread going around with a list of them, or
not too bad? I mean, like everyone knows where we're projected to go, and we sometimes talk about it like after, like as close as you can get to the selection show. But like during the season, we're just trying to play baseball. Like we don't care what the projections say, as long as we're playing good baseball. It doesn't really matter where we're going.
Yeah. Nice to have a dedicated legion of fans that are tracking your RPI so you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
How about the following y'all had over at Montgomery?
Such a great fan base. I mean, I know a lot of it was family and family friends, but there was a lot of true Southern Miss fans. And I mean, doing that in front of them is just awesome, especially in back-to-back years. I mean, just playing that baseball in front of that fan club, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
Well, buddy, we appreciate you being here. Good luck to you at Knoxville. Tyler, you got anything else?
No, man. I'm just good luck to you guys, and keep hitting that baseball.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Again, another special thanks to Matthew for joining us this morning. Cool to talk to a player from a team when they're on a roll like they're on. And I'm glad you brought up that moment with his dad, because I think it was the Southern Miss account that had retweeted the video. He hits the double and then he does the dance to the dugout, like you said, and then turns around and you can see his dad doing the dance in the background outside. It was a hilarious moment.
It's one of those great baseball moments that you really appreciate.
Yeah. And I think he's right. It's special. It's special there, and it's not unlike what they have, in Starkville or Oxford or Baton Rouge or anywhere else. It's just, college baseball at its best. So good luck to the Golden Eagles and good luck to the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Hope you guys just wreck everybody in the postseason. We'd love to go back to Omaha this year.
Yeah.
On a personal note.
I think you're 2 down from last time.
Yeah, I am for sure. But I'm super excited. Some other things I wanted to talk about college baseball related. Did you see the meme of the woman sitting on the bench with her head in her hands? And it's, the Jell-O shot makers watching LSU get hot.
Yeah.
And then what it should have been was a picture of somebody swimming in money that says the owners of the Jell-O shot of Rocco's watching LSU get hot.
We've seen that scene a few times.
A few times. So if you are a college baseball fan, it is it's Christmas Eve. So everybody get out there and enjoy some baseball. I'm hoping to play golf at some point, man. I covered I think my final count was 18 or 19 baseball games last week, and it was 18 softball games the week before. So I want to get out on a golf course sometime soon. We got to make that happen.
Yeah. Speaking of, how about Davis Riley?
Yeah, how about it? This show's not long enough for us to talk about all the stuff we got to get to. And at some point, I want to tell my Grayson Murray story. It was, it was kind of the only bad part about this weekend was what happened with him on the PGA Tour. Davis Riley, though, played phenomenal and so much fun to watch, so much fun to see a guy from Mississippi do so well.
I think everybody was looking for Scotty Scheffler to reel him in, on Sunday. I mean, you got the number one player in the world, the guy that's winning everything in the world, and he's, stalking you.
Yeah.
And you just slap him back.
That's right. Davis Riley doing his best Louisville Police Department impression.
Yeah.
Just knocking him down a peg.
The Grayson Murray story.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Well, if we got time, I'll do it. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2016, I was covering the tournament for the Ledger. And, I had never heard of Grayson Murray before. I was out there working on stories on some of the big names that were in it. And I think it was the second day of the tournament. It was Friday. He shot like 64. And it was on a day when it was like the way the tournament went, everyone went low on day one. And then on day two, the scores kind of came back to earth. But Grayson Murray shot like 64 and he was in solo lead going into the weekend. And I went down there to interview him, and I was like one of two people down there talking to him. And I noticed that he was missing some of his teeth. His front teeth, like one of his front teeth. And I was like, what is this? This is a PGA Tour guy. I just assume they're all just millionaires, But Grayson it was his rookie season. And I started doing research on him and, looking at his past. And he was as nice as he could be, by the way. Very frank about the way he was playing. Was in solo lead and was talking about all the birdies he left on the golf course, as they always do. And he was as nice as he could be, but he was missing some of his teeth. And the PGA Tour is so cool to cover because they have the guys in the media center with you, and their sole job is to get information on the golfers and stats and history and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty much a writer's best friend. And they started digging. They were, as we got in there, it's like, tell us about Grayson Murray. And they're like, we're digging. They came back about an hour later and they had all these notes on him and his history. And it was checkered. Let's be honest about it. It was a pretty checkered history, but he'd won on the Korn Ferry Tour and earned his way on the tour and all that. And then the last note I'll never forget. It was like front teeth missing, chicken bone. Is what it said. He'd been down on some kind of chicken bone and had knocked out his teeth. And I just thought it was so weird. I don't know if I believed it right off the bat because I don't know anybody that chews chicken bones with their front teeth. But that was the official. And I'll never forget that. And when I saw it, the news pop up the other day, obviously very sad. But my mind went there immediately, and I went and found the story that I had written. So it just kind of brought it full circle for me. But what a loss! The guy he had struggled with his demons for years, and it felt like. For a while there, he had kind of put it together and was ready to be, a really good player on the tour for however many years his body had held up. He didn't have any major injuries.
He won just a few months ago. He played in the Masters. it looked like he had everything together, and
yeah,
it's just sad.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of that of his affliction,
Yep.
and I think it's done. If there's anything positive to come out of that story, I hope that people will realize that pro athletes are people, and they struggle just as much as anybody else. So, thoughts with his family and all that. It's just a sad story and a reminder that, you can say whatever you want online anonymously, but people read that stuff. Doesn't cost anything to be decent to your fellow humans. Dad, we're going to leave it there this week. I've got more to do. We got a lot going on at Scorebook Live this week. We'll be rolling out the all-state baseball and softball teams, and then hopefully by next week we'll be rolling out those all sports awards, which I know a lot of ADs around the state are looking forward to. So the athletic calendar year may be over for high school sports, but we're still working over there. So stay locked to scorebooklive.com. We'll have all those updates and more. I know you're busy as well. You want to go to Knoxville?
Yeah, I'm up in the air right now. Don't know yet. It's a little bit closer than Charlottesville.
Well, if you do, I will remind you that there are 5 delicious Applebee's locations in the Knoxville area for you to enjoy.
If you don't, this is obviously not an advertisement for Applebee's, but I won't be going there.
But they got the Dollaritas and 5 entrees for $10 or less with a drink.
I always try to eat local.
As you should. Thanks, everybody, for listening in this week. Good luck to the Golden Eagles and Bulldogs as they embark on this NCAA tournament journey. Y'all stay safe out there, and we'll be back next week.